All right, guys, and we are live. So, 5-game slate to talk about here on Thursday, and we got a pretty crazy one. I don't know if you guys hear. Let's go over the recent news. So, Spurs guys, both those secondary Spurs are available in Vassell and McDermott, so we'll get to that. But I do think it makes those other starters besides Pirtle and DeJounte Murray a little bit riskier. Like, I don't think we get 38 minutes again from Derek White and Keldon Johnson, right? So I think their minutes go down a bit. Gary Trent is in, so luckily we don't have to deal with Svi Mikhailuk, thankfully. We're still waiting on RJ Barrett. If he's out, really solidifies those minutes for guys like Burks, D. Rose, Quickly, Fournier. And then the big one, SGA in concussion protocol. So we got to see what the Thunder are going to do with the starting lineup. Obviously, there's blowout risk in that game. I think it's a 10-point spread, I want to say. Here, let me refresh that. But that is something you got to factor in, is there's definitely a chance this game does not stay competitive. Yeah, 11-point spread now. You still got the Pistons are bigger dogs, though. So you have 2 games, double-digit spreads that you got to factor in for potential blowouts. But yeah, Shea being in the concussion protocol is going to open up a lot for the Thunder. If they can keep the game competitive, you're going to see some Thunder guys in the winning lineup. But that's a big if, right? This Thunder team is awful, and now there's no Shea, and now there's no Giddey. Their top 2 players out. So, should be a fun slate, guys. After back-to-back or 2 random blowouts in the games I had the most exposure to last night, I'm ready for more blowouts. But all right, guys, leave some questions in the chat. I'll do my best to answer everyone's questions. And as always, if you guys do enjoy this live stream, just make sure to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well. All right, so let's get to some questions, guys. You played Duncan Robinson last night. That's all you need to know. Yep, I played him the night before, and that's all you need to know. So I saw 0 of 7. I don't think did he even get a stat? Did he even get a rebound? I don't know. Obviously, that killed me with Lowry. Probably a majority of those Duncan Robinson shots were potential Lowry assists. I didn't look that up, but I would guess a lot of those were passes from Kyle Lowry, who had 6 fancy points at halftime. So I shift all the blame to Duncan Robinson on Kyle Lowry's first half performance. Favorite GPP play? Good question. We'll probably someone on the Thunder. We'll see. Don't feel bad. I'd Wood. Dude, the thing is, if you had Wood and Kevin Porter Jr., I feel for you. I really do. Because, I thought they were pretty solid tournament options on that slate with all the other news that broke. A lot of people jumped off them. But, oh, man, I really, injuries are the worst. They are the absolute worst. Yep, I saw a lot of people play them both together. So that really does suck. You can't wait to play the Thunder. Oh, no. SGA who's out. Who do you like? We'll see how they do the starting lineup. But Dort probably going to be the highest usage guy, I would think. Do you think Brooks and Bainbridge Valley with a high chance of a blowout? If they play 3 quarters, probably not. If they play a full game, then yeah. Ayton or Nurkic, price doesn't matter. Probably Nurk. I think it's close. There's less risk with Nurkic, I'll say, because the Suns are 12-point favorites against an awful Pistons team, so there's a chance Ayton could only play 3 quarters. I guess you could say the same about Nurk, though, in the fact of they could maybe close small if Norman Powell plays. But I think I'll go to Nurkic there. Who benefits the most on the Thunder if a blowout occurs? The bench. So we'll see who starts, but maybe an Alexei Pokusevski, maybe Ty Jerome if he doesn't start. Basically, the guys off the bench for the Thunder would benefit in a blowout. I think they have 10 available players. Don't play Theo Maledon. He's in the G League. Gabriel, a Gabriel Deck, Aaron Wiggins, Paul Watt. Basically, the bench. So I think the 10 available players are Dort 1, Bazley 2, Robinson Earl 3, Mann 4, Roby 5, Pokusevski 6, Ty Jerome 7, Gabriel Deck 8, Watson 9. Is Wiggins in the G League? I'm not sure on Wiggins. So 10 to 11 available players. I know Maledon's in the G League. Maybe Wiggins is too. I'll have to look that up. Maybe Underdog will tweet it out who's actually available. But basically the bench guys would benefit, and that's the case. Steven Adams, revenge. I have no confidence in his minutes. Could be Clark closing. Now, what I want to say, like, Brandon Clark got in severe foul trouble in the first half. He picked up 3 fouls in 5 minutes. So he only played 16 minutes. I think they want to close with Clark more often than they do with Adams. So Clark intrigues me. And also you have that power forward eligibility. Jerome Rose, Dort, Giannis, Pirtle, CP3, Robinson, Earl, Simons. Yeah, so just keep an eye on the Thunder starters. Do you like Robinson, Earl? I think he's one of the safer plays in the Thunder. I think we probably get at least 25 minutes from him. Thoughts on Vooch? A fine contrarian option. Probably my favorite play in the Bulls. Trey Mann will play either way. Yeah, Man is going to get big minutes, I think. Now, he's not a super high usage guy, but definitely does get a bump without Shea. That's tough, man. Just brutal luck. Duncan had 2 points, got 1 steal in 20 minutes. How is it even possible? How? Had to play Giannis in the slate now? No, but I do think, with more value opening up, it's a little bit easier to get to Giannis. Again, guys, if you're just coming in, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. We're at already about 120 viewers. Jerry, you in play? Yeah. So, basically the Thunder starters, it's basically the same situation that we had with the Magic when Cole Anthony was out, right? You had a lot of guys that were underpriced if they could keep the game competitive. But that was a big if, and you saw the Magic keep getting blown out, right? I kept playing Suggs, I kept playing Wagner, I kept playing Wendell Carter Jr., they kept blowing out. I finally faded those guys. The one time I faded them, they kept it close and everyone smashed. So here's the thing. If the Thunder keep this game close, there's going to be a few of those starters in the winning lineup tonight because they are all underpriced without Shea and Giddey. But, are they going to keep it close? I don't have a ton of confidence. KPJ, yeah, I feel it. Again, KPJ and Wood were good plays last night. You're fading Giannis. You don't have to play Giannis. I do think he's easier to get to now with some more value opening up. Dort and Brooks shooting 30 times. Probably, yeah. Probably. Lou Dort ceiling game. He might start at the point guard. We'll see. They might start Lou Dort at the point. I know some people think Ty Jerome. They might start Dort at point and move a Pokashevsky in the starting lineup. Detroit game going to end. Sun streak tonight. That's a bold call. Cade Cunningham. Cunningham will be contrarian for sure. GBP, Rose, Dort, Barnes, Portis, Ayton, Murray, Shamet, and Adams. It's fine. Again, Scotty Barnes doesn't look that good with Gary Trent coming back, in my opinion. Wiggins, he is in the G League. Okay, so that means they have 10 of Dort 1, Bazley 2, Robinson Earl 3, Mann 4, Roby 5, Pokashevsky 6, Jerome 7, Deck 8, Paul Watson 9, Muscala 10. So that's the 10 available for the Thunder. Thanks. Inactive. Okay, he is. Cool. Anthony Simons. Simons looks good. Pascal or CP3 and Tiers? CP3. No, CP3 looks better if the Pistons keep it close. Obviously, you got to factor in the possibility that game does not stay competitive. Jerome or Trey Mann. So it's going to be, if Jerome starts, I'm going to prefer Jerome to Trey Mann. If Jerome does not start, then it kind of depends on what do you think happens in the game. Do you think it's a massive blowout? If the game blows out, there still would be a chance, I guess, the man would be in the closing lineup. So, the Thunder is just a big question mark tonight. Crowder or Robinson Earl? I think the upset's a little bit higher in Robinson Earl. But I think there's a little more, same blowout risk. CJ, Giannis, Brooks, Mann, Dort. Yeah, that's fine. Duncan Snell. I like Clark. He get blowout run, do you think? That's the issue with Brandon Clark is if the game turns into a massive blowout, he won't. He's gotten pulled in blowouts. So the Grizzlies have a deep bench. They have Santi Aldama, Xavier Tillman. Let's just the Grizzlies were recently involved in a blowout with the Kings, and Clark did not play in that blowout. So yeah, they have a deep bench. Killian Tilly, Xavier Tillman, Santi Aldama, Jarrett Culver. They have a lot of guys at the end of the bench. So I don't think Brandon Clark closes. I think it would be Xavier Tillman and Killian Tilly in a blowout. Favorite spend ups besides Giannis for GBP, DeJounte Murray. Slow-mo's out? Okay. Thoughts on Randall? I think he's a decent contrarian spend up. I don't think a lot of people get to him. The positive, he played 40 minutes last game. If there's no R.J. Barrett, I think that really solidifies his minutes and probably close to 40 in a close game. Basie, Robinson, Earl, yeah, they're both in play. Again, a lot of usage to go around without Shea. Smells like a DeMar DeRozan night. So those Bulls guys, I think this slate will be a somewhat chalky slate again. If you wanted to get different, I'm fine taking a shot in one of the top 4 guys. They're all secondary plays. There's no one that stands out, but they're viable to get different. Like, I think my favorite would probably be Vooch. He's been playing pretty well last few games. But, like, again, his price, he's probably a little bit overpriced. I think he's still in play, though. DeJounte, I like DeJounte. Should play mid-30s minutes in a great matchup. I like DeJounte, yeah. Slow-mo and Zaire out tonight. What's that mean for us? Clark could be pretty nice. So, like, all right, Slow-mo and Zaire out. They still, like, the Memphis is still deep, though. They're still going to have a lot of guys available. Let me just look at this. So, starting lineup should be Jones, Bane. Let's just go to Memphis. Starting lineup should be Triple J, Brooks, Bane, Tyus Jones, and Adams. So they're going to Melton off the bench is 6, Clark off the bench is 7, Conchar off the bench is 8. They have Aldama off the bench 9. They have Tillman's 10, Tilly's 11, Culver's 12. I think that's it. So they still have 12 guys that can play. So they're still pretty deep. Favorite center, Pirtle, Nurkic. I'll say Nurk. Jaren Jackson or Nurkic for me. Do you think Toronto keeps it close? What's the spread? I think it's pretty close, right? 5-point spread, yeah. So I'm not super worried about it. Now, obviously, with NBA, there's been a ton of random blowouts, so anything can happen. But I'm not super worried about them getting blown out. Grizzlies minus 11. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. Hate when the Thunder. I agree. I really don't want to play these Thunder guys. Like, when Shea got ruled out, I was like, I really have to consider these Thunder value guys now. Thunder is, like, usually I just look at it, I'm like, all right, you can play Shea, you can play Giddey, no one else I'm touching. Well, now they're both out, so now we have to consider these secondary guys, and I'm not excited about it. How do you feel about Precious? I think he's an interesting contrarian play. He was the massive chalk last slate. Last couple slates he was pretty chalky. Bust in both. The minutes have still been there. He's been shooting awful. I think he'll be pretty low on. I don't mind going back there for GPP. So I think ownership will be pretty low on him. Probably Bucks are on a back-to-back. Quick NFL question, Cowboys Saints over-under. Depends how they're going to use Taysom Hill. Are they going to use him as a drop-back quarterback or kind of a rushing quarterback? If he's going to be used as a rushing quarterback, under. If they're going to use him strictly as a drop-back quarterback, I think they're going to go over. So, like, that's just one. I don't know how they're going to use Taysom Hill. In the preseason, he was basically a drop-back, stay in the pocket quarterback. So, yeah. Which game is most likely? The Pistons, Suns, and the Grizz, Thunder. Thoughts on Cam Johnson tonight? Like him if he starts. Is RJ playing? We don't know yet. Yeah. Brandon Clark intriguing. I think he flies into the radar tonight. Any Burks love? Yeah, especially if there's no RJ Barrett. He's played almost 40 minutes back-to-back games, playing a lot of the point guard. Who benefits the most with Booker? I think it's 3 guys. It's Cam Payne, it's Landry Shamet, and it's Cam Johnson. How many Thunder guys should I play tonight? It's up to you. I mean, you can play... Like, if you think the Thunder can keep the game competitive, you can play, like, 3 Thunder guys. Shamet or Pokusevski as a dart throw? We'll see. I need to see the starting lineup. If Pokusevski starts, I think it'll be Pokusevski. Grizz was that. Yeah, the Grizz are still deep, right? They still have a lot of guys. RJ Barrett is out. Oh, wow, okay. So that's going to solidify the minutes for a lot of those Knicks guys. Yep. Noel and RJ Barrett out. So let's just take a look at last game. I'll read you off the Knicks rotation. So Randall started, played 40 minutes. Robinson started, played 25. Burke started, played 39. Fournier started, played 22. Barrett started and played 9 and then left the game. So we'll see who they start. Off the bench, Rose played 35. Quickly played 38. Toppin only played 12. He's basically just backing up Randall. Noel played 19. He's out, but I expect Taj Gibson to just move in there. So, like, It's going to be a pretty tight rotation for the Knicks. Taj Gibson revenge game. I mean, he's going to be the backup center now. He's the flat min price. He's actually like playable. He's actually playable. I think 20 minutes for Taj is a fair guess. So as a contrarian value play, sure. CP3 or DeJounte. CP3 for cash, DeJounte for tournaments. Rose or Simons, Rose revenge game. Yeah, that's really close now, right? I like both a lot. I think Simons probably still gets more ownership, but if you have a chalky lineup and you want to get different, play Derrick Rose over him. I like both. The guard is loaded today, guys. It is loaded. 4,600 utility. Let's see. 46. Oh, Rose is 48. So 46. Probably one of those Thunder guys like Robinson, Earl, or Baisley. I don't have great confidence in either though. Bumps up. Yeah, I think it solidifies the minutes for all the next guys. How do you feel about Steven Adams, DK? I think he's fine. I probably would rather roll the dice on Brandon Clark. He has power forward eligibility, and he got in some foul trouble last game, Clark. So I think I would rather go to Clark than Adams. Nerlens Noel. Yeah, so Taj Gibson's playable. I think Taj plays the backup 5. Burks or Triple J? Burks. Taj looking real good. He's fine. Derrick Rose, I like Derrick Rose. I mean, the Knicks are going to have a really tight... I'm interested to see who they start for Barrett. Do they start like a 3-guard? Do they move like quickly in the starting lineup? Or do they maybe move maybe Obi Toppin? But I don't know if they want to play Obi Toppin alongside Randall. So I'm very curious who the Knicks start. It's Derrick Rose revenge. Burke 7K and FanDuel overpriced. I think he's still in play. He's gonna play like 40 minutes in a close game. Is it cool to go to CJ McCollum or CP3? Oh, of course. Those two are two of the better plays in the slate. Thoughts on Covington? Playable if there's no Norman Powell. If Norman Powell's in, I'm probably going to stay away from those secondary Blazers. Bulls players? I think Vooch is my favorite, followed by Levine, then DeRozan. 5,000 for a center. Probably a Precious or Robinson Earl for me. I don't have super confidence in either, though. Melton or Simons? Simons by a pretty wide margin. A little bit worried about Melton's minutes. Last couple games, sub 20 minutes. No, sure, this game is a blowout. This is a competitive game. He only played 17 minutes. Now, he'll be productive when he's out there, but that is a little bit worrisome. There. Baisley or Earl? I think Earl's got a little bit of a higher floor than Baisley. Both have risks, though. Is Anthony Simons? Yeah, Simons still looks good. Cam Johnson viable? Yeah. I think Cam Johnson, Cam Johnson, Campaign, and Landry Shamet probably get extra run. And maybe a couple extra minutes for those other wings like Crowder and Mikal Bridges, possibly. All right. Clark or Covington? I think I'd rather go to Clark. I think he's a good GBP value play tonight, Brandon Clark. Good matchup. I think he plays over 20 minutes if he stays out of foul trouble. So, yeah, I like some Clark. Simons and Rose, same range. Pick your player. Simon's good. If no, Powell. Yeah, it's really close now, right? I like both a lot. Probably Simons is still your cash game play, but I think Rose is a good pivot. I like both. Thunder lineup drop. Let's see. All right. Who do we have? So Ty Jerome is starting. Okay. They're starting they have man listed as the point guard. Jerome, Dort, Baisley, Robinson, Earl. Whew. Wow, that could literally be one of the worst lineups I've ever seen in my life. Trey Mann, Ty Jerome, Lou Dort, Darius Baisley, and Jeremiah Robinson Earl. Whew. Wow, is that disgusting. Yep, so Jerome I think is a good value with him starting. Thoughts on Mann? I like him. So guys like Mann and Jerome could possibly play in a blowout, but even if the game blows out, they're so cheap that it really wouldn't matter as much. The blowout would hurt more. The blowout would probably hurt the most of Lou Dort, right? Because he's the first guy I would say that gets pulled in a blowout. Lou Dort. And he's the most expensive. Dort or Bridges? Dort. I think Dort has more upside. I think Burks looks good. Yeah, Burks looks good. Robinson at the 5. Yep. Burks had to get with all the value in the slate. I mean, it literally is. It's one of the worst lineups I've ever seen. Would Simon still be a good value? Yeah. Simon's still a good value. Powell's in. If Powell's in, it really takes those secondary Blazers guys out of play. Yep, I like Nurkic. I think Nurkic plays around 30 minutes, should be productive when he's out there. He lost a couple minutes because of blowout, and he lost a few minutes because of foul trouble last game. So he could have played like 33, 34 minutes last game. How many Thunder in cash? Probably at least one now. Yeah, probably at least one. OKC as a G League. Simons and Taj or Trey Mann and Cam Johnson. I'll say the first one. Who do you prefer from Phoenix, or do you prefer the value from Phoenix or New York more? Well, there's not a ton of New York value. There's guys in the mid-range that look pretty good, right? Because like Quickly, Rose are all priced up. If you're considering like these guys' value, then the Knicks I'd prefer. Yeah. CP3, Mann, Burks, Cam Johnson, Randall, Simons, Dort, Nurkic. I think it's a decent build. I'm still heavy in Portland. Should I change that? No, I think Portland still looks good. You don't have to play those three guys, but they still, it doesn't really change my thoughts in Portland. Van Fleet's an interesting contrarian play. He's definitely going to be low owned with other guards around him looking way better. So another situation of like if you have a pretty chalky lineup, want to get different, you could play Van Fleet. The starting lineup isn't winning a G League game. Yeah, they might lose a G League game with that lineup. You think Jerome's a lot better than Mann? He's been more productive, I think. Thoughts and content he closed the other night. He's like 5K, isn't he? I don't think I can do it. Yeah, it's too expensive for me. Nurk or McCollum? McCollum, just because I think there's still a chance Nurkic might not close. Probably Jerome. Like Jerome's been good off the bench, but like we'll see how they use him. Is Jerome going to play the off? Is he going to play some of the point guard? We'll see. I think both are good values. They're really cheap. I am going to mess with my lineup after the stream, so I don't know yet. You think Jerome gets blowout run? Possibly. Like him and Mann could get blowout run. You think playing Pirtle and Nurkic for cash would be dangerous? No, I think both look pretty good. Knicks guards and forwards look good. I agree. Thunder keeping it close tonight, DK. It's pretty close. It's 11-point spread, so it's kind of leaning either way. Do I take a chance on Payne starts or play Jerome? I mean, cash games, you probably just go Jerome. Jerome foul trouble? Why do you say that? 7,100 and under? All right, guys, I'll be live for a couple more minutes, so any last-minute questions, throw them in here. 7,100. I will say Nurkic. Jerome, Ty Jerome, Rose, Burks, Robinson, early Giannis, CP3. Yeah, so like again, with all the other value opening up, you can get to a guy like Giannis. Rose or Simons. I still think it's Simons for cash, but I like both a lot. CP3, Simons, Dort, Taj, Giannis, Jerome, Burks, and Pirtle. Decent contrarian lineup. Mann and Jerome, locks. No, neither are locks, but I think they're both good values. Like, even if the game blows out, they're super cheap, like I said, so there's just less risk to those guys. Pirtle or Triple J. I mean, the safer play is Zach Pirtle, right? I have more confidence with Pirtle, but like Triple J is a little more boom or bust because of his foul issues. Like, Triple J can still smash against the Thunder. But the winning lineup is no Thunder players fade the game. Really? Well, if the game blows out, there's probably going to be someone on the bench in the winning lineup. Like, the Thunder are all cheap. So, like, you can play it a couple different ways. You can play for the Thunder keeping it close. If that's the way you're playing for it, you should probably get at least a couple starters in. Or you can go underweight in the starters so they're going to be popular, play for the blowout, and maybe take a shot in like a Pokashevsky off the bench. Or maybe take a shot in like an Isaiah Roby off the bench. Yeah, I mean, the Grizzlies are without Ja. So, like, they're not at full strength. So the Thunder can still keep it close. Like, it's an awful team, but they can keep it competitive. Guys, we hit almost 200 concurrent viewers in this live stream, 40 likes. Really appreciate that. Can we get to 50 before I head out of here? I'll stay live for another 2 minutes answering any last minute questions. Yeah, it's a tricky one because of the Thunder, right? Thunder, we got to see what the Suns do the starting lineup as well. I think that could go a few different ways. I think there's 3 possible guys that could start for Booker. Cam Johnson did start the second half for Booker last game for what it's worth. Wow, LeBron is probable, not questionable. Not questionable, probable. That's the first time I think I've seen LeBron not questionable this year. Yeah, man, go blue. Let's hope we don't choke against Iowa. That was a massive win. Massive win. Pirtle and Dort or Jackson and Cam Johnson, the first one for me. Can't believe my money depends on Ty Jerome and Trey, man. Yeah, it's not a good feeling. I'll say that. Payne, Crowder, Cam in the flex, they're all in similar in money. Kind of depends what the Suns do the starting lineup. I think whoever starts, I'd probably feel the best about there with Payne or Cam Johnson. It's probably one of those two, depending on who starts. Trent plus Alexi or Rose plus Cam Johnson. Probably the second one for me. How do you start your process of making a lineup every morning? I usually don't make a lineup until 30 minutes to an hour before lock. Like, usually I have an idea of what I want to do based on salary, but I don't mess with making lineups before we get close to lock. Yeah, we did sacrifice Michigan basketball. I didn't watch that game, but I just checked the score. I was like, we're down by 30 to UNC. It's not ideal. It's basic coin flip with DeRozan and Levine. I'll say Levine. Thanks for all you do. See you in the Discord if you. Hey, man, thank you. Yeah, I'll see you in the Discord. Do you think Thunder players would be chalk? I think so. Yeah, I think a lot of them will get some ownership. So you could make the argument in tournaments to go underweight and hope the game blows out. You could do that. CP3, McCollum, Cam Johnson, Dort, Ayton, Keldon Johnson, Pirtle, man. Looks pretty solid to me. Keldon Johnson, one thing I will say there is you do have Vassell and McDermott coming back, so those minutes are a little bit more in question now. I don't think he plays 38 again. Conchar, if it blows out, a large field tournament, I guess, but like it might be getting too cute with all the value on the slate. We have a lot of good values, so I don't know if I want to like try to do that. But I'll call it on that, guys. Thoughts on Burks, last one. So, yeah, I like Alec Burks. I think he plays 35 to 40 minutes. He'll play a lot at the point guard. He looks good, even that salary. So, but, yeah, I appreciate you guys coming to check out the live stream. I hope you guys have a great night. I hope you avoid blowouts, ejections, foul trouble, all the bad variance stuff. Hope you guys all win some big money. And I will see you guys back here in the next live stream.